and welcome back to VM Tools. My name is Peter. In this episode of Weekend at the Workshop I will show you when I'm doing this flange for this 4-jaw chuck, and I will tell you about it and what is needed to be done. And this episode will mainly be cast iron lathe work and involving some heavy cutting. Welcome and hope you enjoy. When I bought my lathe, there was a pallet of tools and a pallet of belongings to the lathe, and I think it was maybe 4 or 5 chucks of different kinds and different sizes. And of course there was also a 4-jaw chuck with the lathe and in the pallet. And at the time when I bought the lathe I didn't obviously look carefully enough, because this is the chuck, and I think this is a really nice chuck, and I will zoom in and you will see this brand, and this is a brand that I really like. This is a Swedish brand, and it says SCA. We will see if the camera will focus, sorry for that. And this SCA stands for, directly translated, it's Scandinavian Chuck Company or factory. So this is a Swedish made chuck, and I really like this type of chuck and this brand. The only problem is when you turn this chuck around, you will see that the spindle nose is an L1, and on my lathe there is an L2 spindle nose, and that was the problem. And you can also see it's casted inside the chuck, and I of course went back to the seller, and this seller is a blacksmith actually, and does a lot of welding work, and he also sells some machinery and buy machinery when he comes over them. And this lathe that I bought of him, he bought it in the 90s and he never used the lathe, so it has been standing there for over 20 years before I bought it. And he had a lot of other chucks, so he said it's no problem, you can have a chuck, another 4-jaw chuck, and I will show you that one now. He gave me this one, and this is a little dirty now. I will clean it up later. And the problem with this one is it was a threaded fitting, and luckily it was bolted, so I have of course prepared this for the video. This bolted flange I will now replicate. So this is what this part of the video will be all about, to make an L2 spindle nose backing plate for this 4-jaw chuck. So I will show you, this is of course no rocket science, but I will show you what I would like to test this time. I changed the location and I took the other chuck away. So what I was saying is that we will make a backing plate for this 4-jaw chuck, and of course making the bolt holes. And this chuck is a 15-inch chuck. You can see inches here, almost 15. Maybe I will zoom in so you can see better. Come on, focus. Okay, so this is 15-inch or 380 millimeters, and the thickness of this chuck is almost 4 inch, 3.75 inches, 95 millimeters. Okay, I move you over to my rolling table, and this is the old flange that I took off the 4-yard chuck, the threaded one, and we see the bolt pattern, and we see what kind of arrangement it is to fit to the chuck. So this is what I will replicate, and this is the L2 flange that I got for my lathe, and you can see it's a little corroded, but I have cleaned the taper and the thread, and the rest we will take off in the lathe. And normally when I do lathe work, I only just pick the speed and the right feed and go along and what feels and sounds right. But today I will do a little experiment. I have come by these inserts for cast iron on a similar website to eBay, and this is Sumitomo, and the grade is CNMA 432 and the AC 300G. And what we will do today, or what I will do today, is to adjust the lathe according to the recommended speed and feed. So the recommended speed, VC, is 220 meters per minute or 720 surface feet per minute. And the feed should be 0.35 millimeters per revolution or 0.014 inches per revolution. And that's what I'm shooting for. And we will see how the insert will behave in cast iron. Okay, so now we're over at the lathe, and we will mount the L2 flange and we will start the work. So my little flange chuck. A light tap maybe. So. Okay, maybe we will look how it's running. If it has any defects, maybe I will set this one up so that you can see it. We will try if that is possible. Okay, hopefully you will see that. And remember, it's corrosion on the surface. And I will move it maybe a little more. I think you will see this as well. Okay. Okay, there we are. So I would say that's basically no run out, not whatsoever. Maybe we should brush it off a little. Okay. Okay, let's recheck it. And I think I will set it up in the top. And we will see what we will have. Okay. So it's ripple from the corrosion. So it's nothing. Okay. Let's try this. And hopefully you will see this one as well. Okay. Yep. Okay. Very good. So, I told you about this Sumitomo. Sumitomo, I will see if you see it in the overhead camera maybe. Sumitomo inserts. I told you it was 220 meters per minute or 720 surface feet per minute. And what that's equal to, this backing plate is almost 12 inches in diameter, 11 inches and 3/4. This is 300 millimeters in diameter. And that's the RPM that I need at the outer part here is around 230 RPM. And here it's about roughly 4 inches and 1/8, 107 millimeters. And that's equal to 636 RPM. So, as you see, there are holes here, and the other backing plate, the threaded one, that's around 220 millimeters, and that's just a bit over 8.5 inch. And the inside of the holes here, it's 9.5 inches. So I need to come by these holes on the outer diameter before I'm finished. So we will start turning the outside diameter and go past these holes, and it will be interesting to see how the insert hold up when we go through the holes, because it will be shattering, and that's affecting the bit quite a lot. So I have prepared my feed for 14,000 inch 14,000 inch per minute and 0.35 millimeters per revolution. So let's try it out and see how it works. Okay, before we start, I will put a rag and try to protect the lathe as much as possible, and hopefully it will stay in the bedways and not follow around. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I will start with 0.5 millimeter and see how she acts. That surface is perfect. Okay, I will get a brush and we will try to keep the spatter away from me. Okay, so that was 0.5 millimeter. Now we'll try with 1.5 millimeter. Okay, let's try one, 2, and 3 millimeters on the radius. And just let me stop and see. Okay, we're not into the hole yet, so let's go. It's piling up. Okay, I think I will try to take this to the waste bin. Okay, so let me see. how much. Okay, there's no problem. 4 millimeters roughly left. So that was 3 millimeters. So let's go for 4 millimeters. And we will check. Yeah, no problem. Here we go, 4 millimeters. Okay, we're just touching here now, so I will not take such a heavy cut. I will take a little lighter cut, but once again I think we will take this to the waste bin. Okay. So I should have protected this part of the waist as well. Just let me see if I have a rag of some kind. Okay, so I think we will take 1 millimeter and see how she reacts with a little more rough. Okay. That's no problem. 2 millimeters. Okay. 3 millimeters. Okay, we can hear a little uninterrupted cut, interrupted cut. Okay, she's starting to open now. So once again, let me clear this out. And due to the brush holding down the chips, I think the insert is becoming a little more hot than it should be. It's a little discolorated, but it has still a good edge. So it will be interesting how this will go. So let's take 1, 2 and 3 millimeters again. No problem. Okay, we're soon halfway to the bore. Okay, let's test this insert and take 2, 3, 4 and 5 millimeter cut. Okay. This is the thickness of the cut. Okay, so let's go for another 5 millimeters. Okay, a little more discoloration on the insert. It's now a little hotter, and you can see as well as my rag is feeling the heat of the chips. So let's get them off here. Okay, just let me get a caliper and we will see where we're at. Okay. 250 millimeters. That's close to 10 inch. Okay, it looks like I would like 240, and we're at, once again, 250. So let's make one other 5 millimeter cut and we should be home for the roughing. Okay, so another cut for 5 millimeters. Okay, and we're clear from the threaded holes. and we're at 240 millimeters. Okay, I think we will change the tool bit and just break that rear corner. And this is okay. I would say that's okay enough for the braking, and we will we will finish that later. So now we will start with fitting the plate to the shock, and I would like to change the bit over, so I will turn the bit around and let me come back to you.